We have some really exciting updates for Avengers Secret Wars, some really exciting casting updates that tell us a little bit about the film, and some reports and speculation that might hint that perhaps we could be looking at a delay for its release date. What is going on, Cosmic Crew? Thanks for stopping by the channel today. Very interesting reports to talk about today when it comes to Avengers Secret Wars, reportedly about what we can expect to see on Battleworld. Now, I think most of us know that at the end of Avengers Doomsday, Doom's going to win. Doom's going to win and ultimately combine several timelines together to create one, and that timeline will essentially be viewed as Battleworld. It will be a universe that consists of many universes combined, where we have the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, probably some Inhumans, and other characters as well. It's going to be pretty awesome, but it's also going to be kind of chaotic, as we are learning here. We have some new updates about some castings right now for Avengers Secret Wars. They're currently casting some extras for roles described as these 6 things. And I find the first one quite interesting. Enhanced beings. So right now they're casting extras, not main characters, but extras as enhanced beings. Now, the way I look at enhanced beings is superheroes. Right? If you think about what to expect on Battleworld, it's going to be a universe that consists of all of these universes combined, which means all of these different heroes and superheroes combined. So enhanced beings are probably just superheroes from other worlds that aren't really going to get the spotlight since they are extras. But this could mean that we could see a lot of different cameos in the background. I think there are going to be some cameos that get spotlight, which they probably deserve, and there are going to be some that are just kind of in the background that are probably just going to be little Easter eggs, right? Like, for example, we could get some Inhumans, and they could just be off in the background to where you can't really specifically see who they're played by, since these are extra roles, right? But you could probably tell, like, oh, that's Black Bolt, right? Oh, that's Miles Morales. I don't think they would just have him randomly in the background. I would hope that he would be a more focused cameo, but I think you get the picture. That's essentially what is going on here. There are going to be enhanced beings that are extras, which means they're basically going to be walking around on Battleworld in the background, and that's going to show us, hey, this really is just a huge combination of what the multiverse was, now condensed into a single world that is ruled by Doom. And I say that very specifically because the next one that they're casting for states that they're casting military. Now, this is going to be really interesting because in Battleworld in the comics, Doctor Doom's military is the Thor Corps, right? Just a bunch of different versions of Thor, all wielding Mjolnir, and Doctor Strange, or Sheriff Strange, is in charge of them, and then of course Doom is at the very top. That is essentially the military for Doctor Doom. And he also has these sections of the world that are ruled by mostly villains that report to Doctor Doom. And if anything gets out of hand, then the Thor Corps steps in, Doctor Strange steps in, and at basically like the really big cases that require Doom to step in, he steps in. Even when they have court, Doctor Strange is like, I am the law unless we hear from God himself, God Emperor Doom. That's literally how they peg him. He literally created the universe. He's the god of it. But military, this sounds more like, basic real life military, which if you think about it, that does make sense, because if you're combining the worlds from these different universes, they have regular militaries. They just can't stop threats like Thanos, but they can enforce the normal civilians, which is the next one that they are casting for, just regular civilians, which obviously is not just going to be superheroes on Battleworld. The civilians are going to exist there as well. If you're taking a bunch of universes and combining them, you're not just taking the heroes. You're not just taking the superheroes, you're taking everybody. At least that's how we would think they would do that, because the next one, past civilians, is scientists, which is very interesting. I think the scientists might be going against Doctor Doom, but I'm not sure how much of a role that they're going to have because, again, it's extras. Now, scientists could be working for Doctor Doom, and they could try to make sure everything stays in place, but when you are God Emperor Doom, you don't particularly need it on your side. You are kind of the magical scientist. So the scientists are probably going to be on the other side. I'm assuming there's some type of revolution that happens at some point in time against Doctor Doom, but of course it's going to be led by the heroes. Reed Richards will be the scientist, and maybe Hank McCoy, Beast, maybe some other versions of Reed, right? They're going to be really smart people who are superheroes, Reed, Shuri, Hank, who are going to be leading the other scientists, I'm probably guessing. Then they have fighters. The last two are fighters and survivors. It's very interesting to hear survivors. It makes it sound like you're going to have some fighters who are going to follow some superheroes into battle against Doctor Doom, and they're going to lose. And then you have your survivors, right? The people who made it out of the fight against Doctor Doom, which obviously implies that Doom's going to kill some people who goes up against him. Yeah, the people who go up against Doom, especially normal civilians or fighters, regular military people with no powers, yeah, they're probably going to die against a god. He literally becomes a god. So yeah, survivors make sense. Some are going to survive. And I actually like the idea of having a big battle in Secret Wars on Battleworld where they originally try to overthrow Doom, but they fail. But what all of this implies is that there is going to be a pretty big resistance against Doctor Doom when people kind of snap out of it and they realize, hey, this god, maybe he's not a benevolent god. Maybe he's not the god that we think he is. They're going to form a resistance and rise up against him. And I don't think they succeed at first. Not until the heavy hitters come into play, because we know some people are going to be outside of Battleworld when Doom creates it, whether that's in the Quantum Realm or the Void, or they do build life rafts. We don't know. But once all of those heroes who are outside of Battleworld go to Battleworld, that's when the true resistance, or the resistance that has a chance, I would say, will start to form. So this is a movie that's supposed to reset everything as well, right? This is supposed to be the soft reset of the MCU. Clearly, it is, I think, a lot bigger than we actually think that it's going to be. And it's not just superheroes going up against Doom, but it's, your normal people, your normal military, your normal civilians going up against him as well. So everyone will, of course, eventually realize that Doom is not who he says he is. He's not a benevolent god who saved us because of a reason that is really good. He saved us and created us a very specific way because he wanted to rule. And even the insider My Time to Shine Hello has stated these castings are for Battleworld, which, yeah, that makes sense. Now, another big update that we have is that The Hollywood Reporter said that filming officially begins for Secret Wars in summer 2026. And then on top of that, Ebon Moss-Bachrach in an interview confirmed that he is returning as the Thing, and they confirmed that filming for Secret Wars starts in August. And some people are a little worried about that, stating that that's kind of late. Some people are also kind of worried that filming is starting before Avengers Doomsday, which I don't quite understand, because that's what they did with Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. They filmed back to back, and the film does not have to be out for them to start filming Avengers Secret Wars, especially when you're using the same set and all of the same characters essentially. So that's not really something to worry about, but some people are starting to worry that a delay might happen because now it's confirmed that they're going to start filming in August. This report, even from murphysmultiverse.com, is titled Avengers Secret Wars production schedule sparks delay rumors. Fans are beginning to worry that the road to the end of the multiverse just got a little longer. Though the information had been known and available for quite some time, confirmation from a member of the cast about the filming schedule for Avengers Secret Wars has sparked widespread industry speculation that the massive crossover event may miss its current December 2027 release date. While Marvel Studios has yet to officially move the needle, the logistical realities of filming back-to-back Avengers epics are beginning to settle in, and fans believe there might be a push to May 2028, which is coincidentally the 20th anniversary of the MCU, and that is quite interesting. You could delay the movie from December 2027 to May 2028 to have it be on the 20th anniversary of the MCU, since this movie basically is giving the MCU a soft reset. It's essentially creating a new MCU, and it's essentially creating the perfect MCU, one where we can finally use all the characters that Kevin Feige and all of the fans finally want to use, or have always wanted to use, but finally can use. The Avengers, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, Inhumans, Spider-Man, the Hulk, everybody is available now. Thanks to, obviously, companies buying other companies and right situations being worked out, like Spider-Man with Sony. It's finally the perfect MCU that we want. It does sound kind of appealing if you're Marvel Studios to start a new MCU on the 20th anniversary of the MCU. However, having said that, I hope Avengers Secret Wars isn't delayed, because I don't want to wait that long to get the part 2 of Avengers Doomsday, especially if it's as epic as we are hearing that it is going to be. And we have been hearing that it is going to be pretty epic. We've heard reports about the test screening that they did internally. Disney employees seemingly loved it. The Russo brothers have been talking about it a lot, saying that it's their favorite Marvel movie, favorite Avengers movie. The cast has had nothing but great things to say about it, and which of course you're always going to say great things about it, but we're pumped for it, and everything seems to point to Doomsday being a great movie. And if they need more time to film Secret Wars, which should be bigger because Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige did confirm it's their most ambitious project yet, then sure, delay it if you need to. I think the most important thing to everybody is that the movie is absolutely phenomenal. And if they're going to have it be the most ambitious project to outdo Doomsday, which we're hearing is going to be the best film from Marvel ever, then yeah, do what you need to do, take your time. But go ahead, let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel news. And you can also find us on TikTok and Instagram. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.